Well guys, welcome to the video of our herp trip. This whole thing started just because we got Luke Jongens on our podcast over at the Australian Herpetoculture Podcast, and he was chatting away about how much he's loving herping around in the NT, and a few days essentially went by and I was really thinking about it, and I was like, I really just need a really solid herp trip. You know, one that's roughing it. You know, I wanted to be in swags, I wanted to be on the ground, I wanted to be waking up when the sun's coming up, I wanted to feel the full experience. You know, I didn't want to be going to hotels and all sorts of gear like that. So yeah, this trip was something that I definitely needed, and I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty devastated to be back home at the moment, because after coming off such a high with such an awesome trip with such awesome guys as well, yeah, coming back to reality really sucks. But I am here to share this trip with you, and it's a little bit of a different video. You know, I see plenty of herping videos out there where it's just 100% sole focus is on the reptiles, and don't get me wrong, that is the bread and butter of these videos, but at the same time I'm putting together these videos in a bit more of a fuller kind of manner, with a bit more kind of landscape shots. There's a little bit of drone footage courtesy of Tyson over at Doc Merton on Instagram, and you know, there's a bit more to it. You know, I wanted to kind of show the full adventure, because at the end of the day, this was our trip, and I wanted to be able to have something for the guys that were on the trip to look back at and enjoy in years to come and remember it by. But I also wanted to share it with you guys. So yeah, it's going to be a bit more full flavored, shall we say. So I will also add that we actually had a few things going wrong at the start of the trip as well. Unfortunately, my podcast partner, Jason, actually couldn't make the trip due to a few complications that he had going on at work, and you know, he did the right thing. He had to put his family first and do the right thing by his career and all the rest of it, which is perfectly understandable, but we were absolutely gutted not to have him on the trip. Pretty much last moment as well, Tyson decided to jump on board. He kind of reached out and said, hey, do you reckon I can come along? And yeah, lo and behold, he jumped on board, and glad he did. It was good to get to know Tyson a little bit better as well on this trip. But I think the most nerve-wracking thing, and I think it was the thing that all of us were really concerned about, is the fact that there was actually a small cyclone that was just sitting outside of Darwin. So we weren't even sure if we were going to be able to fly there. We weren't sure if we were going to be able to land there. And then again, we were also like, well, it might ruin all of our plans for herping the top end. So anyway, we ended up coming up with a bit of a different plan, where essentially maybe for the first few days we decided we'd just head south into a bit more of the arid country and see if we could find some reptiles down there. And then from there we ended up coming back up north when the weather had kind of cleared up a little bit, and we started going around Litchfield and Kakadu and all the rest of it up the top. Something else that I will add at the beginning of this video is there's a lot of swearing in this video. I was starting to edit it out, but to do this over the course of however many videos this is actually going to be, it's a lot of work. And to be honest, we're Australian, we swear, it's normal for us, it's like nothing. So I do apologise if you don't like cussing, but there is going to be a fair bit of it in these videos. And yeah, most of the swearing's actually from Luke Jongens. He's got a pretty filthy mouth on him. So guys, let's get into it. Let's get into the good stuff. And yeah, I'll no doubt be interjecting every now and then with a few little stories and tidbits here and there. We had a little quick search for some frillies, scalaris and some mitchellii as well before we left Darwin. Unfortunately, we didn't end up finding anything, so we headed over to the supermarket to actually go and get some supplies and load up before we headed out on the road. So we're just doing our first stop now. We're all geared up, ready to leave Darwin. And yeah, we're just stopping at Howard Springs to see if we can tick off Merton's on the way out. Look, he's there. And yeah, hopefully we'll go see some big Mertons, so keep Tyson nice and happy. And off out of here. Luke and I were really keen to show Tyson the big monster Mertens at Howard Springs, but unfortunately we struck out hard. I don't know if it was the weather just causing a bit of a disruption to the animals' behaviour, but usually when you go to this place there's a stack of Mertens hanging around. Not in our circumstance this time around, unfortunately.
No Mertens.
Our first reptiles of the trip though, we did find down there, and they're these Arafura file snakes. It was really awesome to be able to sit there for about 10 minutes and just watch these guys cruise about amongst the water amongst themselves. I think we ended up spotting about 4 individuals in total. But yeah, it was so cool to see them amongst the water and just being as they are, you know, like these animals just glide through the water. It was really cool to be able to watch this. So unfortunately struck out with Mertens there, but hopefully we'll get them in the trip at some point, because I think that's this guy's favourite lizard, and rightly so. But yeah, onwards and upwards, off to Fog now, aren't we?
Yes, sir.
And then we might be heading down towards Catherine for the night as well, so a bit of a drive ahead.
Look out, here she comes. The woman that I love. It's too bad she'll never know. Yeah, I can't tell her how I feel, because she has someone who makes her happy. I'm a ghost.
Not exactly how we wanted to see the first Mertens, hey?
Nah, not at all.
That's fucking heartbreak.
Very sad. The spots on it is a nice looking one too.
Yeah. I didn't realise how zigzaggy they were on their bellies.
Yeah. They lose a lot of the yellow underneath as they get older, and the spots definitely sort of start to phase out, but that's sad, man.
Unfortunate part of it, right?
Looks like he's only just had his head. Like he's just had his head up and then fucking smacked.
So cool how it's like almost just the tail as well. It's like that little fiery orange. Would have been a lot better alive,
Or at least I try to be. 'Cause I hope that I'm not showing how I feel for her, but she won't feel the same for me. I've got this picture in my mind. It's just the two of us, just the two of us. But I know I'll have to try to let her go, because she won't be mine. I listen when she talks, I watch her when she walks. She's giving me these feelings.
So they're called Jesus Christ birds.
So they can walk on water?
Fuck yeah, look at the pied herons. They're sick. Fuck, just get the camera out. Fuck, that's a beautiful looking bird. I rate that. You come here at night and you can not eye shine, but you can basically see the tarpons from the top. Oh, are you fucking kidding? Where the fuck is my camera?
I told you Luke can swear.
Got lost inside the blue of those sights. I've gotta let her go. I know it won't be easy. I wanna hold her close.
G'day, mate.
Cause she'll never be mine. I listen when she talks, I watch her when she walks. She's giving me these feelings that I've never felt before. She will never know that I love her so well. She's with somebody else and I will have to let her go. She will never know.
So we've just pulled into Fog Dam, and as you can see, since the last time we've been here, there's a hell of a lot more water. And we're luckily got this little freshie that's just basking out here in the sun. And while this guy's basking out here, there's also a little turtle that's actually crossing the bank over the other side. Which is really cool to see. Bit of a struggle streak for this guy. But it's really cool to see this freshie up close. It doesn't seem phased at all, which is a good and a bad thing, I suppose. I might see if I can get a few decent sort of headshots and see what else we can find. There's been a few critters out and about already, so happy days. Hopefully we'll start with a bit of good luck and some live stuff, which will be nice.
Road's 50 degrees.
That's what my feet were cooking.
Yeah.
What was her back?
Huh?
What was her back?
It's 40 degrees on the back.
So core might still be like mid-30s, low 30s.
That's pretty cool. Imagine too, after all the rain too, probably would just get a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is cool, eh?
Being able to spend the better part of an hour with this animal was absolutely unreal. She just kept going into the water, coming out of the water. At one point I got a little bit too close and she may have walked towards me. That made a little bit of wee come out of me, but that's okay. And man, she's such a cool animal. She was so docile. Like, she didn't really care that we were so close to her at all. She knew that she could be dangerous if she needed to be dangerous, but at the same time she was very calm, very relaxed, very respectful. Bloody cool animal. Oh yeah, represent. Man, seeing this fucking croc is unreal. It's so cool. There's a big storm rolling through in the background as well. Probably can't make it out so much, but that's probably the main reason why we're probably not going to stay up this way for too long, because it's just so wet. And yeah, it looks like we're going to be probably heading down to Catherine for the night and see what we can find down there and hopefully escape the weather a little bit. But man, how sick is this crocodile? Pretty bloody cool, hey man?
Oh, it's how sick is that? So close to her.
And she's so calm.
She's so fat. Look at the belly on her. She's so chill.
Wind's starting up, hey?
Yeah.
Looks like it's dumping a little bit of rain over there. Not much. Luke's getting right into the bird photography on these Clyde herons as well. Yeah, they're twitching. Yeah. the weather was really starting to come down on us, so we hightailed it out of there and made a move for south. It wasn't long before the sun went down and we started seeing the reptiles come out. We just found this little children eye. It looks like he's been absolutely clipped by a car pretty hard. His belly's looking a little bit crushed in, but who knows? These things can be pretty tough. You might get lucky. Bloody cool little snake nonetheless. Hopefully we see one in a bit better condition. I'm actually really cool to see some of these in good condition after having mine at home and actually appreciating the normal types now as well. I'm pretty sure this is an ornate burrowing frog, but happy to be proven wrong. Whilst checking under random bridges, Tyson managed to stumble across this little children's python sitting there in ambush. Spot. Fuck, he's got a lot of pattern to him.
Cute. They're very cute, these little things, eh? You keep these, don't you?
Yeah. Although children's pythons are super common in the hobby, they're such a handy little animal, and these guys just deserve a bit more love, I think, because even for a little brown python, these guys are absolutely stunning. We managed to see quite a few of these on our trip, which you'll see in future videos as well as probably this one as well, but what a stunning little snake nonetheless. Tyson just spotted this little children's python. It's a nice little spot. We're just down underneath this little bridge. This guy's just sitting down here, most likely looking for little geckos or frogs or something like that to eat. Maybe an unlucky little mouse. A beautiful little snake. It's got a fair bit of pattern to it. Probably in the vicinity of 60, 70 centimetres thereabouts. Stunning little individual. It's nice to see one in some slightly better nick as well than the other one we just saw. Check out those beautiful yellow eyes. Just hanging around this little log here, the base of the little plant or weed, whatever it is. That's really cool. What are they, Heranosha?
Oh, fuck, I would never know how to pronounce it. You probably did a good job. Oh, he's cool.
Little binosed gecko.
Freshwater crab.
And Luke's got crabs.
Fuck yeah.
That guy's mad. It's amazing that more people don't actually keep these little guys, eh? That's fucking awesome. We spotted a big olive python skin and a big olive python shit up in there too. Hopefully we find an olive. It's a little bit crocky here. That's wicked. Not long after finding a few critters, we actually stumbled across on the side of the road this monster olive python that was probably a decent 6-7 foot or so and pretty damn thick. What would you say that is, maybe 7 foot? Or a solid 6 at least.
Big one.
That's mad.
Just at thin air.
As per standard, Luke was wearing his safety boots.
It's a big snake, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a cranky olive python.
Yeah.
Not normally like that.
Oh, that's sick, eh?
Yes, yeah. Go for it. Is it on?
Yeah.
It's definitely in a good paddock, hey? It's looking pretty thick.
Hmm. Can you stop it? Just the top one?
Yeah, just press
It's such a grumpy little thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I shouldn't say little.
It's pretty fucking decent.
Thanks for taking our photos with this behemoth, Luke.
You should go jump where he is.
Man, look at the ground. So many bugs on it.
I feel like this is a sin. I never use this diffuser.
So that was it for one day. We ended up finding a little campsite to camp at and found another children's python while we were there. And it's pretty much time to roll out the swags and call it a night. By this stage it was about 3 a.m, so after a long day, I think we'd been awake for about 24 hours at this point. Well, I had at least been, because I was too excited for this trip.
Collapse into water when they hit the ground. I hear the sound of empty streets. Yesterday has gone to sleep. So all that's left is you and me. I can promise you're the only thing I see. Hold my hand and hear the words I say. Close your eyes and let us fade away.
So that was it for our first day, but what a day. We managed to at least tick off children's pythons, freshwater crocodiles, olive pythons, got a few different geckos, got some frogs. Definitely wasn't a bad start to the day. And tomorrow was going to get a whole lot better as well. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Give the video a like as well. Drop it a comment if you did like it as well. But man, stay tuned, because there's probably going to be, I don't even know how many videos, but at least another 3 or 4 videos about this sort of length too, hopefully, after this on our trip. So guys, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you then. Catch you then.
The walls are listening when we talk, making echoes as we walk. There's no one left but you and me.